You ever look at your bank account and think, how am I working this hard and still getting nowhere? That's was me. I thought investing was supposed to make people rich, but every time I tried, it felt like I was throwing money into a black hole. I chased the hype, I copied random people online, panic sold the second things dropped, and honestly, treated investing more like gambling than building a future. I kept hearing people say, just invest consistently, and nobody explained why most people still fail even when they try. Then one simple shift completely changed the way I look at money, investing in long-term wealth. I stopped trying to get rich fast and started trying to become impossible to stay broke. And that sounds small, but it changed everything. And before that mindset shift, I thought successful investors, they were smarter than me. I thought they had secret information, better timing, or some magical instinct. And the truth is, most successful investors are just better at controlling emotions and staying consistent longer than everybody else. That's it. And most people lose money because they treat investing like entertainment. They buy when everything is exciting and sell when everybody is scared. They want instant results for something designed to reward patience. And I used to check my portfolio 10 times a day. If the market dropped 2%, I actually acted like the world was ending. And if a stock jumped 5%, I thought I was a genius. That emotional roller coaster destroys my portfolios than bad investments ever will. And the thing that finally changed me was understanding that investing is not about making the perfect move, it's about making good enough moves over enough time. And once I understood that, I stopped obsessing over the quick win and, I started focusing on systems. Systems beat the motivations every single time. Instead of waiting to invent whatever money I had left over at the end of the month, I automated everything first. And the second I got paid, money automatically moved into the investments before I could waste it. That one habit forced me to become consistent without relying on discipline. And consistency matters more than intensity. A lot of people invest heavily for 2 months, they get discouraged, then quit for a year. Wealth is usually built by people who keep showing up even when it feels boring. And the next thing I changed was where I got my information from. Social media can make investing look like a nonstop money printer. You see screenshots of massive gains, people claiming they turned $500 into a Lamborghini, and influencers acting like every stock they touch explodes upward. What you don't see are the losses, the bad timing, the people quietly disappearing after blowing up their account, or the years of patience behind actual wealth building. And once I stopped listening to the loud people and started studying calm people, my entire strategy improved. Real investors rarely sound emotional. They think in decades, not weekends. And another huge mistake I made was trying to constantly beat the market. I thought I needed to outsmart everyone. I jumped into risky stocks, tried day trading, bought random crypto because somebody online used rocket emoji, and convinced myself I was being strategic when I was really just being impulsive. Then I learned something humbling. Most professional investors, they fail to consistently beat the market over long periods of time. If experts with teams, data, and experience struggle to perform, why did I think I was special after watching 3 YouTube videos? That realization pushes me towards simpler investing instead of trying to predict every move. I focused on broad investments, long term growth, and reducing the dumb decisions. Simplicity is underrated because it isn't exciting. But boring strategies often create the best results. I also stopped investing money I might need soon. That was a huge problem for me early on. I would invest cash without having an emergency fund, and then panic the second life happened. A car repair, a medical bill, or random expenses would force me to sell investments at the worst possible time. And once I built a financial cushion, I stopped making desperate decisions. And people underestimate how much stress affects investing. When you need money immediately, patience disappears. Having emergency savings gave me emotional stability, and emotional stability made me a better investor. Another thing that changed my mindset was understanding compound growth. At first, compound interest sounded boring because people explain it terribly, but when you actually understand it, it becomes addictive. Money starts making money, then that money starts making money too. And the crazy part is the biggest growth usually happens later, not at the beginning. And that means most people quit right before things get powerful. Imagine planting a tree and digging it up every week because it hasn't grown enough yet. That's how many people invest, and that's how people invest. They expect massive results immediately, and for something that needs time. And once I accepted the wealth building is slow at first and faster later, I became more patient. I Also, stop comparing myself to other people. Comparison will destroy your financial progress faster than almost anything else. There will always be somebody richer, somebody making more money, somebody buying nicer cars, or somebody posting fake success stories online. And I realized a lot of people looking wealthy are actually drowning in debt trying to impress people who don't care. Real financial progress often looks boring from the outside. It looks like skipping unnecessary purchases, investing consistently, learning new skills, and staying patient while everybody else chases the shortcuts. And one of the biggest breakthroughs for me was understanding that income matters too. Investing alone cannot fix terrible financial habits. If you invest $50 a month but waste hundreds of impulse spending, you are fighting yourself. I started tracking where my money was actually going. And honestly, it was embarrassing. Tiny purchases were draining me constantly. And once I became intentional with spending, I had more money available to invest without feeling miserable. I didn't stop enjoying life, I just stopped spending automatically. Another thing nobody talks enough about is how important mindset is during market crashes when prices drop. Most people panic because they see red numbers and assume everything is collapsing forever. But the downturns are normal. Markets move up and down, and the problem is people emotionally react to temporary situations. And I used to fear the market drop, but eventually I started seeing them differently. If I believed in long-term investing, lower prices actually meant opportunities to buy assets cheaper. And the shift completely changed how I react during bad periods. Instead of panicking, I stayed consistent. And honestly, that consistency during difficult moments mattered more than anything I did during easy times. And looking back, the biggest reason I failed at investing was because I treated it like a lottery ticket instead of a lifestyle. I wanted fast reward without building strong habits. I thought wealth came from one lucky move when it usually comes from thousands of boring, smart decisions repeated over years. And once I stopped searching for the shortcuts, everything improved. My stress dropped, my consistency improved, and my money finally started growing. And if you feel like keep failing with money or investing, you are probably not as far away as you think. Most people don't need a secret stock pick. They need patience, consistency, emotional control, and a system they can stick with when motivation disappears. Because the people who usually win financially are not the loudest, flashiest, or the luckiest. They are the people who keep going long enough for smart decisions to finally compound into something life changing. If you found value in today's video, just subscribe. That's all I ask. We are looking to build this channel. Without that subscription base, we just can't do it. And I want to be here on YouTube for a very long time. And let's get rich together. Why not? Have a good day.